Hello everyone, my name is Nathan Bennett. I am a freelance writer and editor based in Romania. This is another episode in my series on my China writing niche. Today I'm going to talk about Chinese internet, and a lot of that is going to be on the Great Firewall of China and the blocking of a lot of outside websites. Now that I'm out, almost 2 weeks gone from China, my own feeling being outside the Great Firewall is bliss, jubilation, exultation, relief. Some of that is just I can use the internet that I know and that I'm comfortable with. Sometimes my Chinese colleagues would try to install the client for a Chinese cloud service on my computer. It's like no, just do the download thing. Like stop trying to install all this stuff that I don't get. Whereas if Google wants to install some client on my computer, it's like, yeah, sure, come right on in. Some of that is just brand trust. This really was a lesson in internet infrastructure. Have you ever tried to prove that you're not a robot when Google's not working? It's like you can't do the click thing. Which pictures contain a hedgehog? And which don't. You can't do a CAPTCHA if Google's not working. So so when one part is not working, you get to see how websites work. It's fascinating. So whenever you talk about China, there's kind of this temptation, at any rate that I feel. There's partly you want to be understanding and sympathetic toward the Chinese context, but also we have to be able to bring up real issues, because when you bring up a real issue, you respect the responsibility and the agency of the other party who you're addressing. But I'm going to start with being understanding here. One thing is the development of Chinese tech. China is a sovereign country. They would like to not be critically dependent on other countries for their economic well-being. You're talking about 1.3, 1.4, 1 point a lot billion people. The country needs to not be relying on foreign multinational corporations that say, oh yeah, no, sorry, it's not profitable for us to employ all these people, so yeah, 100, 200 million people are now going to be like out of a job. Sorry. No, they need to have control of their own stuff, and they need to control, they need to offer good paying jobs to their own university students. China has tons of university students. They need to expand their own capabilities. They need new economic economic niche. Okay, anyway, they need new spaces to open up, because as the country develops, people are smarter. People want to do more stuff than just plant rice and all that all day. So they need to develop their own tech sector. And so if Google and Facebook lose out on some opportunities because they're blocked in China, I'm not really crying for them. They are hundreds of billions. They are a lot of billions of dollars doing pretty well for themselves, so I'm not really crying for them. Also, there's a real security issue. National security is not just an excuse to lock up inconvenient people. There is also actual national security. Within living memory, China was invaded by foreign powers and did not do great. So, China has geopolitical enemies and opponents, and so they need to have control of their own security space. You can't say all that forthrightly, but they do. So then let's also look at say censorship. you'll have your respectable, principled dissident who'd like to bring up some issues with the system and is unfairly punished or marginalized. Okay, this person appears in the same lineup as the legit crazies. I'm using crazy in a really loose sense, but it's just one example is that in Chinese history, you see this again and again. Weird little religious cults are part of internal revolts that cause the deaths of millions and tens of millions of people. So, like, look at the Yellow Turban Revolt at the end of the Han Dynasty and the Taiping Rebellion toward the end of the Qing Dynasty. You'll have your principled religious group that doesn't want to hurt anybody, but you also have the legit crazies who get to be like actual law enforcement issues by any standards. That's some of what's going on. If we're going to ask what the Chinese internet should look like, well, I guess that could become a writing topic, couldn't it? In an ideal world, Chinese national interests being observed, that's a whole writing topic. Lots of blog posts, lots of stuff we could do on that one. But coming out of having lived in China for 7 years, not consecutively, but 7 years of dealing with the Great Firewall, based on personal convenience, personal ease of life, wrestling with VPNs, sometimes not working real great, sometimes working fine. Just for the record, Chinese internet is actually pretty good, at least it was in Beijing. Sometimes when I was downloading a game for like from goodoldgames.com or Steam, I'd be doing it through my VPN. It would, of course, then be slow. Then I turn the VPN off, and whoo, there it goes. From a very long time of wrestling with VPNs not quite connecting, and critical stuff like not being able to quite get done because I can't get to Google. My own personal opinions on the matter are strong and unambiguous. Yeah. That's been this video. Follow, subscribe, like it, whatever there is to do wherever you find this video. And I'll see you in the next one.